everyone, and welcome to the live webcast. I know I'm actually here at 7 something at night, which is not usually when I am on. It's usually 3:30, 4:15. And so I figured, why not come on a little later at night? Welcome everyone to the lounge. As you can hear in the background, I have some lounge music playing for you guys, a little bit of jazz. You know, I'm always doing this in the office. It's a lot of high energy, and I got a lot of channeling going on. And hi, Debbie. It's good to see you, girlfriend. Do you like my lounge? Do you like the couch atmosphere? Do you like the pillows? This is where it's at. This is where it's at. This is the wind down day. This is a day where, you know, you guys should be practicing some, I'm not saying it correctly, but Hygge. But it's I think it's Hygge. I don't know what it is. But let me give you a definition of what this is. It's creating comfort in your home. Creating comfort. So I'm going to read this to you real quick. The definition, but again, I'm not pronouncing it right. It's actually Hygge. Hygge. That's the tone for this evening. But I say Hygge because I think it's more fun to say. Do you guys hear the wonderful lounge music in the background? See, we have the office. I'm actually getting you guys some new environments because we're in the quarantine, and you were sick of having me outside with all the wind. So I said, well, let's make a nice office. And then I'm like, you know what? Today's not an office day. Today's a lounge day. I was sitting on the couch. I'm like, I have to go up to the office. But why go up to the office when you could sit on the couch and enjoy the couch? So I decided that I'm going to bring you guys into another environmental experience called the lounge with medium Marissa Lizapel, MA. And granted, MA is, I do have a master's degree, but it has nothing to do with my mediumship. So after a while, after about 5 or 7 years of having that after my name, I said to myself, I don't have a degree in mediumship. So why? So, but it just sounded cool. The lounge with Marissa, medium Marissa Lizapel, MA, the lounge. So what is Hygge? It's a quality of coziness and comfortable conviviality that engenders a feeling of contentment or well-being, and it's regarded as a defining characteristic of Danish culture. So if you want to create some, I'm not going to say it the right way because I refuse. So it's Hygge, but I say Hygge because it's more fun. How do you create Hygge? You do what I'm doing. You enclose yourself in a bubble. Even if you feel, I have high anxiety right now, and I know you guys can't tell because you think that I'm like all spiritual and perfect and calm, but I'm not. I have a little bit of spark tonight, and I'm bringing you with me into the spark. I hope you're enjoying the dramatics, the sensations, the sounds. So cooking, you can do that. Painting, listening to music, reading books, all that kind of stuff. So you want to do something that's cozy and calming and where you could create that feeling of some comfort. You know what I mean? But don't think we're going to be in the lounge all the time every day, because I have to bring you guys on a roller coaster of emotions as we go through things in life. We can't always be calm. Sometimes we have to be excited. Sometimes we have to be in work mode. Sometimes we have to be out in nature. Sometimes we have to be in a car. But today, it's all about the lounge. Now, if you want to create some real cozy textures inside your home, if you look at the throw pillows over here, sometimes you just want to create different patterns. If you put different patterns with different textures, you can actually create a feeling on your couch. By the way, my couch is from our house. It is called the Kipton Sectional. And just for doing this, they should probably give me another one. But it is the most comfortable couch I've ever sat on in my life. So if you ever really want a comfortable couch, this is the way to go. So I'm going to try to turn this around to show you what I'm looking at right now with the thing in the background here. See, isn't that beautiful? Yes. So I'm calm, taking in the view as I'm listening to the music. Do you know I spent about a half hour going through the music on the television to pick out the right music for you guys? So I want this to be perfect. I want you to feel the experience. All right. So the reason why we're doing something calming tonight is because the anxiety levels right now are probably the highest they have ever been since we started doing the webcasts. That's, what has that been, like 2 months already that I've started doing consistently? Mary Lombardo. How you doing, Mary? Mary told me, she said, we haven't seen you up on, YouTube and Facebook for almost a year. You've been inconsistent. Well, thanks for calling me out, Mary, because now I'm going to try to, I'm trying to bring you guys as much as I can. So high anxiety level. So tonight, I know, I bring you this like fired information. It's firing all the time. It's, real quick. I'm relaxing tonight, guys. I'm not about bringing you quick information. I'm just going to relax and give you guys the information as it comes. And if you're bored, and if you want to say to yourself, I like it when Marissa gives information quick, you might want to come back another time, because right now I'm just chilling. My hair is actually parted on the other side. Maybe I'll put it on the other side. Who knows? I'm bringing you guys into the environment, and I'm hoping that you could smell it, taste it, and feel it. So, what did I say? The anxiety levels are very high. I don't know about you guys, but the past 3 days, if you're feeling like you have to stay still but move quickly, then it's a very jarring feeling. I know in the past couple days, I told you that the veil, especially over the weekend, was lifting, and that the other side was very close to us, and that we could actually feel and hear and have even more messages from our loved ones. They were really close to us, or even if you're not like into mediumship or whatever, you could actually feel them and get messages. So I hope some of you over the weekend did get the messages from your loved ones. I know I got a lot of emails saying that that people were having dreams of their loved ones coming to them. They were getting messages. So that was really cool. They wanted to let us know they were here with them. But now, if you feel a feeling of like completely being alone and just completely being separate from everything, but wanting to connect, but you can't connect, that's the energy that we're going into. The spirits, the veil has closed. Okay, not that we can't communicate with the other side, but they're not as close to the frequency anymore. And our spirit guides and everybody else, it feels like they're further away. And it feels like somebody like abandoned us or left us. And it's not going to be forever. These things passed. These things will pass. But I want to tell you that this feeling is very jarring. So if you're feeling like a very unsettling feeling, like something's really wrong, that's probably why. The protected energy that we felt over the weekend is still with us, okay? But you're not going to feel it as much as you did over the weekend. So you're actually going to be feeling very vulnerable right now. Vulnerable to where you're not going to even want to maybe open up to other people. You just don't know. You just feel raw. And that's because we're going down it like a roller coaster. You're going up that first dive into the roller coaster, going up that first hill, we're going down. And what that means is that we're going down into the Pluto retrograde, down into our subconscious, down into the depths of what we have to fix internally. And this is something over the past 15 years, and I'm not even kidding people, 15 years, stuff that you haven't touched, dealt with, seen, heard. You just felt that something was under there, blocking you, causing you to repeat patterns, maybe in your career, maybe financially, maybe in your relationships, where you couldn't like break it. Like, just an example of this would be, let's say you're trying to get somewhere in your career, and over the course of the past 15 years, you kind of hit that mark, and then all of a sudden something dropped. You're like, what is going on? Why can't I just move forward? What is going on? Are you sabotaging? Is something blocking you from the universe? What's going on? All right, so sorry. My ADD is calling me to the TV where there's a new image, and I'm just going to put that out there for you because it's a calming image. So hold on, because we're calm now, right? We're going slow. It's very hard for me to go slow. I don't like it. Hold on. There you go. There you go. Wasn't that cool? Aren't you glad I stopped it just to show you that? It's pretty cool. So somebody's talking about relationships. Carol, yes, you're right. Relationships. Past 15 years, examine your relationships. What were the patterns? What were the failures? But I don't like to look at things as failures. I like to look at things as learning experiences. And some of those relationships that you've had, I would say over the past 8 years, maybe more, could have been pretty tumultuous. But if you look at it and reframe it and look at some of these people from your past that maybe you may still hold on to things from, some of these people were your greatest teachers because they brought you to a place that you've had to like realize some things about yourself that wasn't working and that you didn't want to repeat again. So most of you, as you got out of that career decision, as you got out of that bad relationship decision, you did go on to a new career, you did go on to a new relationship, and you thought, oh, well, I fixed it this time. I fixed it this time because I'm choosing a different quality, or I'm trying something new with the way I do life. And you saw some improvement, but then you had a backslide. Then you backslid, and then you're like, oh my God, I just can't get it right. And I feel hopeless. We're coming to, and there's a reason. There's a reason why you guys, a lot of you have had these things happen. And I think in the last month where we had to face ourselves, there's a lot of self-blame. And there's a lot. Now, if you hear a little nasal, I have some allergies going on, so my voice is a little strange. Yeah, so, and now I lost my train of thought, but I'm here. Relationships, career. Why did it happen? Oh, the self-blame thing. You're blaming yourself and thinking like, what did I do wrong? I just can't get this stuff. Something's wrong with me. I'm hopeless. I can't be fixed. Now, if you guys have thought about those 5 things, it's not true. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not hopeless, and it can be fixed. Problem is that there's when you go down into the Pluto retrograde, you're going down to that core energy that has a little crack in it. At some point in time, it got broken. It got a little shattered, and it caused you to, in a way, sabotage some things that were important in your life, or not believe that you can achieve greatness, or that you deserve to be loved, or instead it put you in a position where you thought you had to fix certain things about external situations in order to feel like you're okay. So if you basically were replaying certain situations in your past childhood, family of origin trauma, like I'm going into really deep stuff here, but you're playing it out where you're taking that core energy and it's actually like manifesting in the external, in a person, place, or thing, or career situation, whatever you want to call it, that mirrors something that didn't work for you in the past. And you feel almost comfortable in that energy. It feels kind of like home. It feels familiar. If something in front of you were the healthiest thing for you and the highest possible potential, you'd freak out. You'd run the other way. You wouldn't know what the hell to do because it feels really like unfamiliar. I don't know. Let's say you're in the worst shape of your life. You gained 100 pounds. Let's hope you didn't gain 100 pounds. You probably wouldn't feel good about yourself. But let's say you gained 30 pounds. And you're not like going to the gym. You're not feeling in shape. You're just kind of like hanging out. And let's say this other person, came and they're like, oh, I'm ready for it. And they're like a gym rat. and they're constantly lifting weights, and they're a bodybuilder, and they're looking all buff, and they're taking protein shakes every day, and they're like have a little thing on their arm where they listen to music. I don't know what that's about. That always kind of weirded me out. The people that, sorry if you guys, if one of you has, I know like once I start talking that I probably always say something to offend somebody, but I don't have bad intentions. I'm just thinking about the the music is making me laugh. I'm thinking about the image, like the character of the person, where they have the bulging veins, the plastic cup with the really green drink in there, like not the green drink that looks good, but the green drink that looks like it's like chomped up like green things in there that you drink, and it's like slushy green drinks that looks really gross. And they're really tan. They're really, really, really dark and tan. They go to tanning salon more than once a week. And they have the band with the nice little wire to listen to the music. They probably have other bands, other electronics, on their hands or whatever, monitoring or heart rate. So what I'm just saying is, you think of this image, and you think of just sitting on a couch, and you're someone who in the last 6 months didn't go to the gym. You've been eating popcorn and Cheetos, drinking some soda, watching movies. You don't give a shit. I'm sorry. I said a bad word, and I'm spiritual. Oh, well, guess what? Spiritual people are kind of crazy, and they say bad words too. Maybe you need to take me off the pedestal. I don't know. I feel like this is a really weird webcast, but you know what? This is where I'm at right now. I'm not going to pretend to be somebody I'm not. I'm going to show you what it's like. So yeah, I have this image about these gym people, and just think back to what I was talking about. If you could follow my rants. Debbie, don't make me laugh, please. I'm on the verge of not being able to stay straight here. All right. So if you're that person, and all of a sudden you go out on a date, and that person that I just described shows up, do you really think it's going to happen? Do you really think you're going to be attracted to that guy or that woman who looks like that? And they're going to be like, oh yeah, I want the lady who sits on the couch with the Cheetos. Like, no, you're not. Let's just put it out there. Be honest. You're like, oh, I'm going to start dating. I want a really healthy person. Somebody who really takes care of themselves. Really, really is outgoing, loves to travel, loves adventure, and they really work out. And so you look for that. But you don't do that. So whatever. And you really want that, but it's not really what you do. So why do you really think it's going to happen that way? Probably not. Because the energy isn't right. The energy isn't together. It frustrates me. And then the next date you go on, you meet somebody online, and all of a sudden you're feeling a rapport. I'm just taking man and woman. Not to say that, it can't be woman and woman or man and man, or it can't be let's just put it just a simple term here, that the woman is now meeting the gym guy. She's totally turned off because she doesn't even like his smell when she goes into the coffee shop, because that's where he's meeting her. Or maybe like a Java store. I don't even know. Or a juice box. Whatever. So then the next date, online, she sees this guy, and he looks a little rough and tumble. He looks a little, I'm from Scranton, so if you hear little words here that are weird, like whatever, rough and tumble, a little rough around the edges, doesn't dress the way she wants, doesn't have any sort of idea, he looks a little angry, looks a little rough, but he speaks to her in the way that she's like, wow, this guy isn't anything I'm looking for, but he's sparking something in me. He's sparking something, and I could feel this connection that I can't even explain. Carol, I'm glad you're from Dixon City. There's a lot of things in Dixon that are important. like the Viewmont Mall. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know why you're attracted to this person. This is a person you're not normally attracted to, but you feel something familiar. You're like, I don't know how to put my finger on it, but I feel something familiar here. And you go and meet with this guy, maybe at the bar, because he wants to meet you for a drink and maybe some wings. But you're looking for a little more, a lifestyle. You want to travel. You want a little high-end taken out to dinner. This guy shows up in a sweatshirt and jeans and a flat brim. What do? You sit down and you order your favorite martini, or maybe you don't drink at all. Maybe you order a Shirley Temple, maybe a ginger ale. For some reason, this guy's got an edge. You feel drawn. There's something about the gaze in his eyes, the anger, the mystery, the not knowing if this guy's going to just sit there and eat his wings and not say a damn word, or if he's going to start spouting out song lyrics. You feel he's deep, but you can't get there. But he looks at you a certain way and you just feel something. Malibu Bay Breeze, Carol, that's something I would have drank, probably at Tink's like 20 years ago. Yeah, and did I ever tell you guys that I went to bartending school? I did. This was before I became a professional medium. I went to bartending school. Most professional bartenders don't go to bartending school, but I did. And I remember that I look back at that and say, that was a lot of fun, but I don't think I needed to go to bartending school. But I remember the final test that I had to do is I had to make like 25 drinks in like 2 minutes. And one of them was a Malibu Bay Breeze. Can't tell you what's in it now, but I could tell you I probably made it. And I remember the blue Horatio makes everything blue. But you guys are impressed by that. Rita, I appreciate you staying on. I do. Because this is just the way it's at right now. And in quarantine, this is what happens. So anyway, you're back at the bar. You're with this guy. And you know what? Something tells you this isn't probably a good idea. But you definitely feel more of a connection than the gym guy. Because you wanted with the gym guy. But this guy, he kind of has a smell of like old cigarettes. And a little bit of sweat. Maybe he hasn't like really showered since like the morning. But he wasn't working out. You know. So he calls you and he texts you and he's giving you attention and you're feeling kind of crappy from whatever last relationship you're in. And you're thinking, you know what? Maybe the story of the upper middle class girl and the guy from down the block might work. Maybe it's just two worlds that are meant to collide, maybe even connect. And you know what? If there's love, nothing could conquer it. Nothing could come between it. So you go for it. You start texting. That window that's in your car, it's not a roll down window anymore. It goes down with the auto window. You just let your guard down. You get right into that. You get right into it. And then you're screwed because you can't get out. And then you wonder a year or two from there, you say, wow, this is awful. I knew this guy wasn't right for me a long time ago, but what did I do? And then you're there, you're invested in it, you're trying to make it work, and you think, what the hell was I thinking? This is what I'm talking about. You're thinking that feeling that you felt. I'm saying it's you, because we're back in the environment. I'm telling you a story. We're back there. That feeling you felt of connection, of undeniable connection that you couldn't put your finger on, and those fireworks that were there, that is not a connection. That is an alarm. And that should tell you to run. And run very fast. And most of us, especially women, we romanticize the connection. We think this means jump on that now. And I'm not being the gross there. That's not, you know, I know all of you think, oh, Marissa just said something. No, I mean, like, get into that. Oh my God. So, it just keeps going, doesn't it? So what I'm saying to you is, you knew that the first time. 3 years later, you finally get out of that one and you go to the next one. And you're like, yeah, I'm not going to go with that guy. Not the flat brim guy. But this guy, he's clean cut. He's from the yacht club. He's got a sweater over his shoulders. He's got the pink shorts. He's got a nice preppy belt. And he's got a golf polo. And he likes to play bridge. No, he doesn't like to play bridge. He likes to play bocce ball. Maybe. Yeah, no bridge. Bocce ball. You're like, this guy's different. Comes from a good family. But he's a little arrogant, a little cocky. But you know what? He's not the guy with the flat brim. He's going to take you places. Maybe at a yacht party. But he seems a little distant. And you don't really know why. But this time, you feel a connection. And this time it's different. This time it's different. That's right, Lisa. You remember that, don't you? With that guy, Ken? You remember. You thought it was different. We knew how different it was. We found out later on, didn't we? And then that guy turns out to be real weird. And he comes from you think because he's got a lot of money that things are going to be okay. He's going to take you out. He's going to do things with you. It's going to be love. It's going to be philosophy. It's going to be reading books. It's going to be looking at Imagine Heaven books. You're going to be reading it. You're going to be connecting. By the way, I had a whole agenda here, and it didn't really go too well. So the point is that in the Pluto retrograde, we're going to fix that. I'm going to fix that. You're going to fix that. But you know what? It's going to be damn uncomfortable because you're going to have to go against your nature. You're going to have to not go with your impulses anymore because those impulses are wrong. Because guess what? You were hardwired a certain way and it felt familiar. Those connections feel familiar. They feel like home because that was home to you a long time ago. And if you go deep into the depths of the subconscious, now we're getting serious here. But I mean, the story had to lead somewhere, but if I put it into humor for you, maybe it makes sense. So that's what the Pluto retrograde's about. We're going to change these patterns, and you're actually going to feel like you might deserve the right relationship, finally, and that you could follow your dreams, and that you could have the career you want, the lifestyle you want, and you could create your world. This is where it comes from. But it's not going to come from you repeating these patterns, and it's not going to be easy. And you're going to have to do some soul searching in the next 3 weeks. And you're going to have to hit the pain. And you're going to have to find out what that pain is, because for everybody it's different. And you're going to have to go against your nature and fight through it, taking some actions. There's a lot more to it, but I hope I gave you a gist of what you got to do. Ask the universe to lead you. Put that out there and ask the universe to lead you and tell you, what book am I supposed to read? What mentor am I supposed to have? Am I supposed to pray about this? I get a lot of my messages of what I'm supposed to do in my life via the other side sometimes, where they come out of nowhere, and I'm drawn to find somebody or call somebody, and maybe that person's not the right person to help me, but they send me to the next person. So I call that the lily pad situation. So you have to kind of follow that feeling, which is usually followed by excitement, which is different than the intense feeling. And it's very subtle. It's not strong. Okay? So I think that's enough out of me with the Pluto retrograde.